Hey there, Heather Boyd Wire here. I do wire art and jewelry making videos every week on my channel. So this week we're making little butterflies for pendants, earrings, and rings. And last week on the live stream I made this butterfly ring. We were actually downtown Montreal, so the video's a little fuzzy, so I'm going to remake the design today. So what you're going to need for this project are your tools. For the butterfly you're going to need 20 gauge wire. For the ring, I use about an 18 gauge wire for the band. For the beads, you can either use 6mm or 4mm. You'll need earring hooks for the earrings and a jump ring if you're doing a pendant. So I have a little hack. When you want the butterfly to be symmetrical, you just take your wire and you're going to bend it in half, but do like a kind of a loose bend. Don't do a sharp angle on this part. You don't want it to break. And then you're going to get your larger round pliers and you're just going to start to form the wings. Now the nice thing about doing it this method is even if it's not like perfect, at least it will be a bit symmetrical. So you don't have to worry if the wing shapes aren't super perfect. It'll look nice because it's symmetrical. So you're just going to start forming your top wing. You can always print out a template off Google if you find a butterfly template if you want. For me it's easy because I've been doing this for a long time. If you're just getting started with wire art, you might want to trace a pattern. You maybe even be able to use a jig if you have a jig. And so we're just going to form the basis for the wings. So we have the basic shape. And then what you want to do is actually open them up. So it's like opening a book. You're going to open up the wings, and then right away it's like magic. They're symmetrical. And then you want to just continue pushing these wires so they're straight up. And then the same on this side, we're going to push it so it's straight up like that. And then at that point, you're going to want to get your bead. So you have two options for this. Depends on your bead. So like for this one, for example, the hole in the bead was big, so I was able to put both wires through that hole without twisting them at all. But for this one, I'm actually going to use a bead with a smaller hole. So what I want to do is actually hold these together and then take this one longer wire and just twist it all the way around. Okay, so if you do that, if you want that part to be the front, bring this all the way around to the back. Okay, so this is going to stay the front, and then we're going to take our bead. I'll try this one with a larger bead. The other one was the one I made on the live stream was 4mm. This is 6. So it's a little bit bigger. So we're going to just stick it on there, and then you want to pull this wire around to the back so it doesn't show. Okay, we're going to pull it around to the back like that. Make sure that's nice and pushed down, because sometimes it gets pushed up when you wind it. And then hold it tightly with your thumb and finger and just twist this around, and that just secures it in place. So we have the bead secured in place. And then we want to push this one up. So these are going to be the antennas. So right now they're parallel, but we're just going to split them. And you have two options. So if you're doing the earrings, you might want to make a simple loop like that so it's easy to hang the hook. And if you're doing the ring and you want to make them fancy with the spirals, you can do that by taking your round pliers. These are larger round pliers, so we want them to be somewhat symmetrical. So just go ahead and do kind of your basic round for the spiral. So we're just gonna like have a basic shape that's more or less the same size. And then for spirals, as you go in, you get a little bit smaller. So we'll go in with the smaller bit of the smaller tip of the pliers, and always try to compare one to another to make sure you're on the same page with both of them. And then you'll get your smaller pliers and just continue the spiral in like that. Okay, same on this side. You just continue the spiral in. And then you want to clip those edges nice and flush. This was really tricky to do on the live stream because it was dark out. We were downtown at Place des Arts in Montreal, and it was very dark. It was hard to see, and the Wi-Fi wasn't great either. So that was pretty funny, but we had fun. And so we're going to just push these down so they're flat, so the spirals are flat. If you want them tighter, you could even just kind of pull them in a little more, depending on how you want it to look, like that. So here's your basic butterfly shape. So to create the ring, you're just going to take this ring cone and just turn it around. If you don't have a ring cone, just use a marker or a highlighter. And then what you want to do is kind of decide the size that you want. And then we're going to bend one end up at a right angle. And then just check, like eyeball where the butterfly is going to go. And then you're going to bend up the other one. So we have like the butterfly is going to go in between those two spaces. Now you will need to trim these a little bit. So we're just going to trim them maybe to 1/2 inch or something. And all we have to do now is put the butterfly on. Make sure this wire on the back of the bead is to the back. So put these on here, and then we're going to put it back on the ring form. It's easier to do when it's back on the ring form. And probably easier to grab this and these ends with the pliers. So we're just going to bend that back. Okay, and then this one too. Bring it around and then bend that back. Okay, bend those right down. And then what you want to do is remove it, clip it, clip those in there, and bring that little end in. And then you'll do the same on this side. And make sure you push the little pokey ends in because you don't want them scratching your finger, and you want the ring to be nice and snug. You don't want the butterfly to slip. See, it slips around a little bit. So you could fix that by just pushing this end in a little bit more. Careful not to actually clip the butterfly. And then always finishing touches, you put it back on the ring cone, push it in how you want, and there you have your super beautiful butterfly ring. So if you're doing earrings, I find the best way to do earrings is to do both earrings at once. So you're not going to be able to do that same hack of making the wings symmetrical, but you'll be able to at least make the earrings the same size. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and hold them together, and then just go ahead. This is where it might help to have a template for the shape of the butterfly, because even me, it's like kind of hard to get both sides the same. So we're just going to do what we can and just form the wings like that. As long as you have the basic shape for the earrings, just to have them more or less the same size. And then from there you could do little adjustments after. So right now we're just trying to get the basic shape of the butterfly. And like I said, if you want to print a template off the internet, I'm sure there's all kinds of butterfly clip art, or sometimes I'll look up, butterfly line drawing or something like that, and you might be able to find something that works, or you could draw it out by hand first. So see, that's the idea, is you just do kind of the basic shape, so they're more or less the same size. And then what you want to do, you can go ahead and finish the details a little bit more by eye. So we're going to bring that in, and then you want this going up. So it looks pretty good. And same thing here. We're going to, if you have to redo some of the bends a little bit, it's pretty flexible. This is sort of a non-tarnish aluminum wire, but you can also use the artistic copper wire, which I love. I use that one a lot. If you wanted, you could do sterling, it would be fine. So now what I'm going to do, rather than twist these wires together like I did in the first one, you'll see that the bead I have has got a bigger hole. It's actually one of my favorite beads, which is the miracle bead. You guys know I love these beads. The miracle beads in general have larger holes. So we're just going to put both wires through that hole of the bead, which is great, saves us a step. And then you push it like to the position that you want on there. And then all you do is hold it securely in your fingers and spread them. Super easy. And then we're going to keep it simple for the earring. We're just going to, you could even do this for the pendant too, because you have to hang it off something. So all we're going to do is do a simple circle. Okay. If you find your wire is a little soft and you're worried that these are going to open, you could do a little twist around there too with the wire just to secure it in place. But because this wire is fairly stiff and not stiff, but it's strong enough, it'll hold its shape. So we're just going to clip that. And then if you push it so it's nice and flush in there, it's going to be solid. And then what you would do is take your earring hook and just pop it on there like that. Or if you prefer, you can get a jump ring and you can just put it on one of the antennas to hang on a little chain. It's going to hang a little sort of asymmetrically, but that's fine. It'd be cute like that. So it's going to hang like that. And I was even thinking if you wanted, you can make a bracelet, like maybe put a couple of jump rings and put like a little chain or a little cord around to make a bracelet. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more DIY wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And if you'd like to share pictures of your wire art creations, be sure to join the Facebook group, the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club, where we share photos and inspiration amongst the members. And if you don't have Facebook, no problem. You could send me photos to info@heatherboydwire.com and I can post them in the community section of the YouTube channel. And if you'd like to check out our wire art and jewelry on Etsy, I'll link up my Etsy shop below. We specialize in custom wire jewelry and wedding cake toppers. Also, if you want to learn some more specialized wire art techniques, I have a course available, an online course. I'll link it up below. And I have some cool projects, including how to flatten wire for bookmarks, how to make spiral beads for necklaces, and how to make funky trees. I have a different way of making trees with weaving the wires together. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.